All right, here we are. Week 4, day 1. This is a volume week. We're going to start with some pushing today because my back's jacked up and partner's knee is doing amazing. So we've got Viking presses. That way we can hit more volume without having to worry about the stability and all that shit. But you can do any overhead press. If you want to do push press, all that stuff works. We're just trying to think more like a bodybuilder this week and pump those muscles. The weight won't be nearly as heavy, but you're going for a shitload of blood pumping into that area. So we're going to go compound movement to isolation movement. So a seated Viking press, rep out a bunch, somewhere in that 15 rep range. Drop sets work fantastic this week. So if you got to get 8 to 10 reps, drop the weight, do another 8 to 10 reps or so. Just keep it in that higher volume range. Don't get too geeked out on 4x15. It's not a magic number, it's just a range. And then we're going to go straight into lateral raises. You can do light dumbbells, or you can do bands, you can do cables, whatever works for you, whatever you have available to you, and make it work. So shoulders, compound into isolation. Next, we're going to do the same thing for dips and overhead tricep extensions. You're going to dip your face off. If you want to do drop sets, you add some weight like a chain, throw the chain off, get a couple more reps, and then go right into some overhead tricep extensions. Cables, dumbbells, bands, whatever you got, whatever works. So feel free to change it intra-set. Finally, bench press into flies. We're either going to do banded flies or dumbbell flies. We'll figure it out, but it's the same thing. Whatever helps you get more blood into the desired area. That's what we're doing. 4.1.
See you later.
See you later. Okay, we started off with seated Viking presses. Any overhead press would work. We chose this particularly on high volume bodybuilding weeks because of the added stability here. Dumbbells work good if you want to do rest pause. This is the absolute best way. And when going really high volume, rest pause is an amazing way to do it. Where you come down, you take a short break. So that's where machines work fantastic. This is my version of a machine shoulder press. So it works a little bit better than like a barbell or dumbbells where you'd have to rack it and then unrack it, or even put it down on the floor or something like that and then pick them back up. So you can just leave it right there and then continue with more reps if you're doing the rest pause. And that increased stability really helps you get a pump because you're not focused on the stability, small stabilizer muscles and all that. You just focus on pushing the weight, getting a good pump in those big muscles. We just chose to do some banded work because the shoulders were already fatigued at the end of that set. Now we're just really blowing them lateral delts up with the band work, just high volume side raises. You see I crisscross the band. You can do it just one foot stepping on it, however you want to get those in. Training partner just had knee surgery, so he's hobbling around. It'll probably be like that for a little bit longer. But he's a meathead, so he's going to continue training doing things that don't bother him. He's a little bit taller than me, of course, so doesn't look like he's lifting the band as much. But those bands are pretty much at their limit at the top of where he's pulling them. Next, we've got some dips. Rep out a bunch of dips. This is my version of a full range of motion. I get a nice deep stretch, so my shoulder is just below my elbow at the bottom, and I press up as high as I can at the top. I'm really trying to mobilize that scapula, get retraction at the bottom and protraction at the top. I think that's a lot of where the magic happens, in the end range. So don't skip the end range just because it's easier to pump them out right in the middle. Then we're going to go over here and go right into some overhead tricep extensions. I like using 2 dumbbells. I feel a better range. I control a little bit better. I don't want to flare my elbows out that much, but that's just not trying to. That's just how it goes. I could probably fix that a little bit more. You could use 1 dumbbell behind the head. I just prefer a dumbbell on each hand instead of both hands on 1 dumbbell like a lot of people do. And I'm just doing a little bit of a drop set at went from like 30 or 35 pounds down to probably 25, it looks like. So it's a good way to finish off those triceps. What it's not good for is to completely annihilate your triceps before you bench press, because our bench went to crap right after that. Oh, I'm just trying to really finish off with a couple extra push-ups right here. There was literally nothing left. I can only get a few, 2, 3, 4 push-ups. That's about it. Yeah, got 3 push-ups out of it, elevated push-ups, and there was nothing left.
Then we went on to bench press. It's significantly lighter. We've got about 120 pounds on the bar plus 100 pounds of chains. So it's close to 100 extra pounds of chain at the top, almost nothing at the bottom. We were pumped up big time, a lot of reps here, but everything felt really good. So we used the buffalo bar to get a little bit more range of motion. You can see how there's a camber, a little bend in that bar on purpose so we could get more range of motion. You could have used dumbbells or any kind of horizontal push right there. This is a little, I kind of just use like little homemade straps, mini like suspension straps that I made. I just had laying around that I attached to the lat pull down. This is really good for the stretch position of the fly, but it does nothing for the contracted position. We'd have to do a different exercise for that contraction or use a different machine. The cable crossover works good if you position yourself appropriately in the middle of it. But the way this one we had set up is great for the stretch. So this is Billy knocking out his final set. Hobbling on over, getting some more flies in. I made sure I yelled at him many times to make sure he doesn't do anything stupid with his knee, but as a big meathead, you're going to do what you want to do anyway, right? So you have a choice. You can do nothing or you can do something. He was given the go to start training just nice and light, so we haven't done anything lower body except ride the bike with him yet. But just standing up, walking around, you can see his limp, but he'll be fine soon. Thanks for watching, guys.